John and I have reached the Waterfalls Patrol Cabin, which is 13.8 kilometers from the Icefields Parkway at the Pocatan Warden Station. Actually, I should say the trailhead starts at the Pocatan Warden Station, which is located on the Icefield Parkway, 13.8 kilometers from this patrol cabin. Our old trusty external frame backpacks. Waterfall Campgrounds is about 2 kilometers from this patrol cabin, and it's a pretty nice campground to stay at. Our legal campsite, because we just got too exhausted to keep going. And plus we don't know how far we had to go. It'd be nice if you put some mileage markers up so that if we knew we just had a little bit more to go, we might have went to the Jonas Cutoff, but who knows, is it 3, is it 4 more kilometers, who knows? Anyway, we don't get in trouble for this. We just broke camp. Actually, you shouldn't really pitch your tent in a non-campground area like we did, but we were extremely exhausted and we did not know how much further it was to the Jonas campground, which is 21.3 kilometers from the trailhead, which is a pretty long day of hiking. And as it turned out, we were only a few kilometers from the campground. Just a little panning of the scenery of the area where we pitched our tent, which actually turned out to be a really nice spot. At Jonas Cutoff, we had to lighten our load because we're getting exhausted. So there's our light and load we dropped off at the campsite before the campsite we're staying at, John. And there's our load, weighs about 10 pounds. Brought too much shit along. Jonas Cutoff. After dropping off our excess weight. There is actually an intersection at the sign. To the right is the Jonas Shoulder, and to the left is Pocatan Pass, which is the way that we are going, and it's another 3.2 kilometers ahead. Some more beautiful scenery on the way to Pocatan Pass. And towards Pocatan. Pocatan Pass, I'm probably not pronouncing it right, is only a couple of kilometers from where this video was taken. Okay. John with his backpack on. Where we came from. Back there. 22 or 3 kilometers up the trail. That's me, Ron, with my backpack on. We're probably only just a kilometer from the pass now. Gorgeous scenery all around us. Pocatan Pass. Pocatan Pass is about 24.5 kilometers from the trailhead, and you have about 760 meters of elevation gain to the pass. The camera just doesn't do justice to the incredible scenery. Just incredible scenery here. Pocatan Pass. John's carrying a caribou horn. Actually a caribou antler. Move it around a bit. Okay. See the mountains? That's heading towards Brazeau. That's heading towards Brazeau, where we're heading to right now. Trail. And some more nice scenery. That's me, John, standing there with my backpack, descending it towards John Campground, where we're going to stay tonight.
On the way to John campsite. We should only be like less than an hour away from that.
Incredible, just mind-blowing scenery. We're trudging along, making progress towards John, and it sure is a lot easier going downhill.
From our campsite.
There's John walking around our tent at John campsite. This is the gorgeous mountain view from behind our campsite. Just can't ask for a better campsite than this, and we have it all to ourselves. This is why I go backpacking, to end up at places like this.
There's a little bridge warden thing. It's towards Brazeau Lake. We're going to go tomorrow. That's our campsite back there.
Just washed my shirt and I'm going to hang it up to dry. From John, Brazeau Lake is just another easy 8 kilometers up ahead.
Okay, from our picnic table, this is the view that you have from a picnic table.
The fantastic view in front of our tent.
Here's our tent and the eating area. There's the mountains in the background. There's the mountains in the foreground. There's a bridge down there. There's our tent again. The mountains in the background of our tent. And this is where we're located. There's Ron. And there's the mountains from our campsite. And there's a stream down there. Oops. There's Ron again. Stream. And mountains in the background.
We're just relaxing now, taking in the scenery, and tomorrow morning we're going to do our 8-kilometer hike to Brazeau Lake. The good old cheap ancient 2-man tent. It is now the next morning, and John is preparing breakfast before we begin our 8-kilometer hike to Brazeau Lake. For some reason, food always seems to taste better after you've done some backpacking and you're in the outdoors. I don't really know why. There is spectacular scenery all around us while we have breakfast.
We also had some coffee that we made. See in there? Coffee.
Our handy dandy backpack stove really comes in handy. It doesn't weigh too much, but it gets the job done.
Okay, we're hiking. We're hiking from our camp to towards Brazeau Lake. There's John. And it's very scenic around here. Because I'm tilting the camera at an angle, the mountains appear smaller than they really are, but that's one big mountain. Do a 360. Let's get back towards our camp. There's John again. On the way to Brazeau Lake.
Since our 8-kilometer hike to Brazeau Lake this morning is just a day hike, we're traveling nice and easy.
John. Stopping to get some water in the stream. Very scenic around here. The camera does not do justice. Tremendously nice big mountains all around us. Very scenic hike. You just can't really capture it with the video. The way it looks to your eye. Just can't.
Stopping to get some water, and we're not filtering the water because the water in the area is pristine, and we feel perfectly safe drinking this water. There's no pollution in the area.
Brazeau Lake. We bushwhacked at Brazeau Lake from John. Brazeau Lake. Cool.
This is definitely another backpack that was well worth the effort. This is a very beautiful lake.
Brazeau Lake. So we made it to Brazeau. That's where we came from, towards John.
Beautiful turquoise water.
This is Brazeau Lake.
Brazeau Lake is good fishing, by the way. Unfortunately, we did not bring along our fishing rods.
I can't figure out where the campground stuff would be.
We are 33 kilometers from the Pocotin Warden Station on the shores of Brazeau Lake.
And the effort to get here was definitely worth it.
John thinks those are the mountains that he recognizes from the people taking
photos of Brazeau Lake that he saw on the internet. John scoping the area with his binoculars because you never know what you can see. For instance, grizzly bears are very common in this area.
where we came from.
Back towards John.
This is Ron. We're sitting. This is the spot I think I seen people take a picture of. That mountain right there.
We're about to leave Brazeau Lake, and John's getting in some last looks before we go. We're very definitely going to have to come back here again. This is an area that reminds me why I got into backpacking in the first place. This area is like good for your soul.
On the way back to our campsite, John from Brazeau Lake. Beautiful scenery. Stop to get water. Do a 360. There's a trail back to camp. Back towards Brazeau. inside the tent.
Our last night here before we head back in the morning.
Out from John, climbing Pocketon Pass. Pretty tough. Near Pocketon Pass. Trail up ahead.
When you're backpacking, it's very important to have proper footwear. Otherwise, you're going to get sore feet and blisters.
We're heading back here.
John and me are both carrying about 40 to 50 pounds in our backpack.
On the trail?
That's me, Ron, and we're very close to Pocketon Pass now.
Close to Pocketon Pass?
Pocketon Pass.
We're very close to the pass now.
There's Ron.
I'm taking in the sights right before the pass.
Pocketon Pass. There's a sign. Lift up that thing. Old caribou antlers at the pass.
The small herd of caribou in this area were killed in a recent avalanche, so there might not be any caribou left in this area.
Can't really see with the camera what you can see with your eye. This is big country here. The camera makes it look smaller. Looks very, very impressive. For some reason the video just does not capture it. The way your eye does.
Pocketon, descending Pocketon Pass, back towards the Icefield Parkway. There's Ron. Okay.
Hi, Mom. How's it going, Mom?
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Hi, Mom. We're at 7,000 feet right now. We're going to descend back down into the next campground.
7,000 feet and we're heading down to the next campground. Pocketon Pass.
We're going to descend down that valley there.
Valley we're going down. We have to do a river crossing here. We're using sandals.
More recently, we have begun to use clogs for river crossings. They're more comfortable and they're more secure on your feet. The water is nice and clear here, but it's also glacial meltwater, so it's very cold. It's just above freezing.
Right, John putting his shoes on after the river crossing. Another stream crossing.
Your feet get pretty cold and numb, but you can't really hurry because the rocks are slippery and it would be very easy to fall.
This is a third irritating ford. We must have took the horse trail because there's no bridges. We keep up crossing this same stream over and over and over again. Crisscrossing, slowing us down like crazy.
Nice and easy does it because the last thing you want to do is slip and fall into the ice cold water.
There was a bear print down there, one of the biggest bear prints I've ever seen. Grizzly print. Give it some scale. John's foot's there. So there's the print, and there is the bear thing. John's foot. I don't know how well you can make that out. Waterfall campground. There's the waterfall. We'll have to get a water down there as well. Porcupine we saw on the trail on the way out.
And some fresh.
We just saw some fresh bear dung.